Hey there YouTube, just going to do a video on how to bleed a motorcycle clutch using this Harbor Freight brake bleeder. Haven't found any videos out there, just kind of thought this might help a few people out that have run their clutch completely dry, or you had to replace the line or something like that. But hopefully this will help somebody out. Okay, so first thing I did was I had to modify this reservoir here. Um, it comes with attachments, but they're for automotive use. So I had to have a way to be able to continually refill my reservoir for my master cylinder, clutch, and all that. So literally, just took an old pallet board, drilled a hole in it, and zip tied it right to it. Now that'll be able. That way I can open this valve right here and continually keep this reservoir full while I'm doing the brake, so that while I'm doing the bleeding, so that there's no air getting into the lines. Alright, so the next thing I did, definitely you want to make sure that you have some kind of rag or something covering up your tank and anything that's got paint on it, because this brake fluid, DOT4, it's silicone stuff, man, that'll eat right through some paint. You want to make sure you wipe it off if you get it on there. But yeah, so I've set up the reservoir down here. You'll see I have the where the old fluid will go. If there's any old fluid left in any of your lines, you want to make sure you get it into there. Harbor Freight does have a brake bleeder that's a hand pump. So if you don't have an air compressor, you could purchase that one, and I would think that it would work just as well. It may take you a little longer, but pretty simple. So here's my line, runs right over here, runs right to the bleeder valve that's right at the clutch. Just go ahead and hook that up. Have your wrench ready so you can get your brake bleeder loose. Alright, that way you can get this thing started. Okay, so here I am, I'm all set up, ready to go. I've got the my bleeder valve cracked open. I've got my air hose hooked up, and as simple as just pulling this trigger. Alright, you'll be able to watch in this hose here. You can actually already see it because I kind of started just a little bit already. You can see some of the old fluid coming through, but I'm going to go ahead and get it started now. Alright, so I've ran through probably a good almost 5 minutes of bleeding this out, running it through. I cut out of the video because the compressor's just really loud and really weren't seeing anything that you needed to see. Now, the one thing that I did think would have happened would be that this line here would have completely filled with fluid and I wouldn't have seen any air bubbles or anything in it. It never completely filled. All right, there's a whole bunch of air bubbles in there, but it's not completely filled with fluid. There is a bunch of fluid. It is pretty full, but I gotta tell you, when I'm up here at my clutch, before I had absolutely no clutch whatsoever. It would just almost flop back and forth because it was completely empty of fluid. But now it's a definite, much stronger pull. I can definitely feel the difference. My reservoir, you can see it went down. I probably used up half the fluid, but this clutch feels really good. So I wasn't sure if this would work. Wasn't sure, you know, because of the application. It really wasn't made for this, but it did work very well. Hopefully this helped somebody out, and have a good day, everybody.